Let's see. I really just need to get a new computer. Just in general, but I bet I could clear off some space too. I think of my 600 gigabytes of like space, I'm using 500 of them. So
why am I hearing you for a second? Think where the hell is that? There it is. I need to close that window. For some reason, I had the window for YouTube open as well, and I'm like, why the hell do I hear you like 30 seconds ago?
Oh no!
So there doesn't
slight
delay. Like
there does seem to be a slight delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you and I at least are in sync.
I guess that's all I care about. The other question I guess I have is, are you hearing yourself coming through my speakers? Because I'm pretty sure my speaker, like, because I'm not wearing headphones or anything. I don't have headphones.
No, I don't hear me at all.
Oh, perfect. Great. All right. I just have to write a quick journal entry. Write a journal entry. And then, oh, morning trans voice. Isn't it delightful?
Oh, it's the best. Yay.
Right. All right, and posted. All right. Google Hangouts. There we go. All right, so I'm actually going to just hit the Keurig for a second and make some coffee. But while I do it, I just have to hit the button. It's all set up.
Oh yeah, no, I know how the Keurigs work. I have one for Matt.
Yeah, yay! It's super effective. But what while I'm doing that, just think about what we want to be working on today, and because obviously we've got that whole long list. And I'll when I come back, I'll pull it up and we can get going. Okay?
Sounds great.
It will be. All right, coffee made.
Yay.
Yay, most important part of the stream.
I suppose next time I will start the stream after you make coffee.
I know. Well, work in progress, right?
Yeah, we'll get the hang of it. Oh, by the way, I know you like to usually listen to music while you're doing this, but if we play anything that YouTube deems copyrighted, it will mute the entire friggin' video.
I know, right? Well, I even ran into that on Twitch a bit, which is why now I usually do like video game remixes.
Mm-hmm.
But even that I know can get you in trouble because like all kinds of shenanigans. So I figured this time we'll just, unless you've got like.
No, I don't have fancy OTL music. At one point, I was working on getting a Vikinger theme song made, but that kind of fell through.
Oh, sure. I know there's you can get, just because of what Alex has worked on, you can get royalty-free music, but it takes some searching, and I certainly don't have a playlist set up for that. All right, let's see if not inbox. No, I'm looking for. Did you ever get the?
Yeah, I sent you the list of stuff. I think.
Let's hope so.
Let's see. I'll pull up my Gmail as well if I can find it.
Oh, here it is.
We are super professional with this, aren't we?
We are so professional. This is like behind the scenes, you know. This is like, what's it really like to work in art? Let's see. So I am. Do you mind if I put our correspondence on the screen? Otherwise, I can keep it on the private screen.
Well, there's a few. I think I used a couple of copyrighted references in there, so you should probably not share those in the official channel.
I will leave it over here then.
Sorry.
No, I'm right there with you. So like,
not that we're ripping anything off at OTL. I just, you know.
Yeah, it's just, yep. You don't want to. Well, and also I understand you might want to keep some of this stuff kind of under wraps until I'm ready. All right. So we've got. I'm seeing a list of characters. The Dark Knight female, which is going to be fun. Trained Deep Well, which is the cousin of the other. Similar. So I figure we could work on any of the character designs this time around. Do you have any? I'm going to actually, let you decide.
Crap.
Which one do you want us to work on today?
Let's get the Dark Knight out of the way. I need to get her card art printed.
Oh, sure. Yeah, she'll be pretty easy. I'm thinking just because we're just female version.
And I said we have the sculpt done already too. So.
Oh, you do? Okay.
That should be in the first email I sent. Yeah.
Let's see.
Along with the trace rough or train rough. Trace. Yeah, that would be great for his cousin's name. They'd be Trace and Frace.
Oh my god, I know. Let's see.
With all the terrible puns that we do, I'm surprised we didn't actually do that.
I completely approve of the puns. I think you should do more. Let's see. I'm just taking some screenshots of the references of the figure that you sent me, so that I can have them easily accessible. My desktop always looks atrocious. And I know for someone I was streaming with the other day, and they were kind of like appalled at the state of my desktop, but I have it set so every screenshot I take just auto-populates to my desktop so that I can just pull. I don't know. The way I use my desktop might not be the best, but it works. Let's see. So there's the one. Also, do you have any? I can start without colors, but does she have any colors yet?
The only colors I can really give you are, if I can bring this up. This is the male Dark Knight color scheme.
Oh, perfect. Perfect, yeah. Oh, this is awesome. I can screen cap the freaking stream. So, let's see. That will work great. Yeah, because that way, like, you know how a lot of this goes. I'll change the color a little bit, but I'll kind of use it as a reference point.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, it just, a good starting point. And your colors will be better than my coloring.
your color is great. I didn't realize that you were coloring all these. I thought that was all Keith.
No, Heath charges me a lot more for color than you do, so I do all his coloring. Like a couple of random pieces I've had him color. Like
Sure.
the dragon that's on the cover of the core rulebook he did.
Oh, yeah. Because his color, yeah, yours is more of a I like yours. Okay, I'm not going to say this live, but I'll just say I appreciate your coloring. Let's see. Okay, so the major differences I'm seeing, I'm trying to just like brain figure this out as I'm looking at it, is their swords look pretty similar.
Yeah, I think they're using the same sword.
Mm-hmm. The sword looks pretty much the same. She has her like hip, her armor is like a little more rounded. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And she's got like the more ram horns on the helmet.
Mm-hmm. All right, great. Well, we can just jump right into this then. This is gonna go pretty fast, I think.
Awesome. Oh yeah, what DPI are you setting these things to?
Oh,
I need a naggy for that.
Usually, I work at 300.
Okay.
I can go bigger than that. I found that, like, personally, I don't usually think that 600 is all that effective. Like, the difference between 600 and 300 isn't crazy unless you want to turn it into a poster or something like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you do the other pieces, the spreads, those will need to be like 6 or higher because I want to do them as posters and whatnot.
Sure. And I don't, of course, I don't care how big they go. They're just, the bigger they are, sometimes the more ungainly Photoshop can just become if it gets like, if it's absolutely enormous, like, but I can still work with it just fine. Just 300 is a little more sleek and just work a bit faster. All right, so.
Well, anything I can do to make things more difficult for you.
Exactly, right? All right, let's go on image size. So what is 300 good? Do you want 600?
300 is good for the character stuff. 6 for anything that's going to be like a big multiple character thing that I can turn into a poster real easily.
Okay. And usually I go 5 by 5 is my starting point. Just because I know that's not huge though. It just depends on how you think about it.
Let's see also, because it was requested in one of the comments.
Oh, we have comments?
On the Facebook group.
Oh, that's cool.
I posted it and somebody commented. This is what the male miniature looks like.
Oh, thank you.
A different sculptor.
Yeah. A quick screen.
I might eventually get Patrick to resculpt the male to match the female a bit more.
The female does look, I mean, like, I don't want to insult anyone's sculpting ability, but the female one is definitely, I think, more not detailed, but just, I don't know, more true to, I think, what the original art is kind of going for.
Yeah, Patrick is a lot better at capturing the art than the other sculptors that we've dealt with, which is why he's one of the best in the industry. Love you, Patrick, if you watch this.
Right.
Which, if you come out to Adepticon at some point, you can meet him.
I would love to.
I mean, Chicago's not that far from you.
It's not, and it's more of just a matter of like us being poor starving artists.
Yeah,
usually we're like, we can't really afford to.
I can totally understand that. So if anybody's wondering what the hell I'm doing over here, it's like a little Gundam I'm working on. And trying not to stab myself with this knife, which might happen.
All good things. This is so fun. I'm so used to streaming alone that this is kind of like, this is a totally different experience for me. And of course, Emily, like, if you get to a point where you're like, I need to do something else, or he has just been working in silence for 45 minutes, I'm not going to be offended if you've got your own little like, thing you want to be working on.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah, I have this Gundam that I'm working on as part of a little diorama thing that I'm building. So I've got lots of work for that. And I can always just go actually write stuff for the game that we're drawing. That is looking so cool. I love watching you stream.
Yeah, well, I love art and I love doing it. And I don't know. I understand that. Like, I love watching other artists. For me, it's like, well, it's my own art. What do I care? But I can understand that. Like, it's just fun to see it live.
Oh, so Adepticon story, because Adepticon is full of wonderful stories.
Yeah.
This year there was a little side area that started up. It started up a couple of years ago, but it's really blown up to a big thing this year. It's called Fort Wapple, which is named after one of the best painters that is there, James Wapple, who does a lot of work, and he's just like the avatar of paint when it comes to miniatures. And so it ended up being like this, like 30-foot of table in a circle, with just tons of painters and artists hanging around it, working on entries for the crystal brush competition, and just chatting and being awesome. And it was really fun to just sit there and watch them work and be really terrible at trying to paint minis next to people who are award winners.
Oh, sure. Well, I think people sometimes forget, like, it is just a skill to some extent. Like, it is really just something like I'm not going to say anyone can be an artist, because like not anyone can be an artist, but anyone who like has the interest in doing it and like the passion to pursue it can probably be an artist. And I think that there's something just really kind of magical. I don't know, it's weird. It's like, it's magical to watch someone do art, but at the same time, like for me, because it's what I do all the time, it is just sort of like, oh, it's just a trade. You know, it's just like, here's some shapes. But like, that I love, like, I really miss art school in a lot of ways because of that sort of like camaraderie of like, we're all hanging out and some people are like so amazing and so good and so much further along than you. And it's almost like, I don't know, like spying on a wizard and watching him work on his craft or whatever, you know, like.
Oh yeah, totally. That was a lot of what Full Sail was like for me as well. Is just watching people who, you know, are just like get it like that, and you're like, oh, I just do this, do photorealistic character.
That's the stuff that blows my mind. Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh.
So I got a question for you. What hardware are you using? Is it a Wacom or something similar?
I use a Cintiq 21UX, and it is it is a bit of a dinosaur as far as Cintiqs go. I don't know if people know what Cintiqs are, but they're just basically, they're like a giant tablet. Essentially, they're a giant tablet. It's 21 inches across is the screen like that I can work on, but the actual thing is actually quite a bit larger than that. And then obviously this is Photoshop that I'm, maybe not obviously, but this is Photoshop that I'm working on. And I have an older version, it's CS4. I've seen some of the newer versions of Photoshop and it's fine, but for what I need from it, it's the older version, it just works just fine. And because this was in the era when Photoshop could be purchased and then you just buy it.
That era is now gone, unfortunately.
Which has now gone away. I'd rather hold on to it as long as possible. It's such a pain in the butt. Like, the cloud stream is cool in other ways, but it's also kind of a ripoff. I don't know, like, so many people have switched to subscription services, and I want to talk because, like, that's how I make my money, too. But I feel like there are some services that really have no business being a subscription service,
Mhm.
really. And I feel like software companies are one of them. I mean, like so many video game companies, or like once you buy the game, they'll keep doing updates even after you have it, or like charge you some minimal charge. But the idea that you just have to pay for this forever is kind of bullshit, in my opinion. So how's the weather by you, Em?
It's pretty sunny at the moment. It was really rainy yesterday, which, that's Florida. It is either bright and sunny or it is raining constantly,
Fun.
sometimes at the same time.
I kind of miss that a little. When we visited Washington State, that was what it was like. We get that sometimes in Michigan, but usually the weather's actually pretty fair here. Although Michigan has other problems, obviously, like snow. So just if people are interested in what I'm doing, I'm just blocking this character in, kind of working out some of the details, getting sort of a sense for where I want to go with it. I'm not going to be too precious with it, especially not at this stage. This isn't really even going to be the finished line art. It's just to kind of work out the kinks. Whereas there are other artists who work completely differently, who are like start out doing the finished line work. Like that's kind of how Elle works, and that process would drive me insane. Like, I would literally just go crazy if that's what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand how, like, it's like a different part of your brain that you use to do that. Whereas like I like to start out and build on things, like start out with something really simple and just build and build and build and build. Other people have the picture already in their head, whereas I'm kind of like carving it out like a sculpture. Let's see. I'm kind of going off the original art a bit. The pose isn't like super dynamic, but like,
Oh yeah, you're welcome to change the pose up and whatnot.
I might change it a little bit. At the same time, I think it's it's kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
when the art and the figure kind of match.
Well, they usually do when you do the art first, because I'll make the sculptor match it up, unless you do some crazy ass pose that's not going to work with the base or
Right.
something.
Oh, me and my ignorant ways.
You've come quite a long way, and you are really good at doing these now. Heath was the same way at first with learning how everything has to work, especially now that he's trying to do his own line.
How is he doing, by the way? And obviously,
He's got the first figure done. We're casting it up, getting it ready for when he launches his Kickstarter in a few weeks, which I think he's launching it like beginning of May and then going into June, or it might be June into July. I'm not entirely sure. But he's going to have 5 figures in it. Some really great designs. They're really cute. And I'm hoping it does really well for him. And then he'll be at Gen Con with us as well.
I'm so happy that we worked that out, because I was really bummed that I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to make it to our wedding, just because like expenses and everything else being what they are.
Oh yeah, totally. Like I didn't think you guys would be able to make it, but I figured, it'd be rude not to invite you. And if you could come, that'd be awesome. But we're going to probably end up having like a little celebration at Gen Con as well, because there's a bunch of industry friends that just can't make it either, because either con commitments or nobody wants to drive to Florida.
Yeah, we actually would have tried to turn it into like a vacation. Here, I'm going to show you. Al just got home. Hey. Here.
Oh, that's where the window is.
That is where the window is.
Oh. Hi, Al.
How are you doing?
Doing good. You?
Good. Oh, your hair is amazing. I just take your beautiful thick hair, you and Noah both, and Go live on Hare Island.
Hair
together.
Island.
Fuck you guys.
Switch back to how do I do that?
I just got
Left
back.
side and then screen share. It's the
There.
green button.
Yes. Oh, did I break it?
Oh, wait. No, it's doing it. It's just really dull.
My dinosaur.
It's still showing your camera.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it. It's thinking about it. There we go.
There we go. Up. Maybe. No. Now we lost you.
Oh. Is it,
There we go. Okay. I think your audio might be muted. There's a little microphone icon at the top.
oh, wait. Maybe it's just got to work itself out.
There we go. No, I could hear you for a second there.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm just getting a spinning wheel of death, and it's just like everything is frozen.
Oh,
So
shit.
it probably just doesn't think about it for a second.
Well, I can see the Photoshop screen at least. Oh, there we
I
go.
actually think I'm going to rip this pose pretty directly.
Okay.
Well, maybe not rip the pose, but like, rip the pose. I really like how this character looks straight on.
Mhm.
Hi, Ween.
They can't see this big.
Aw. I
Sorry.
brought a cat over here, but you
Sorry.
can't see her.
It's important, but it might break my computer. Small black.
Put it down. She's all
Yeah, I made sure to close my office door over so the cats can't just wander in because they'll just bust into stream or they'll just
I'm sorry.
constantly nag me.
Oh, cats. Cats are the best. The
So
best.
instead, Matt gets to deal with them.
Oh, is Matt there, by the way?
Yeah, he's working on a secret project at the moment.
Secret project.
Yeah.
So I have bad news, guys.
You have bad news, Al?
Yes, the worst news.
What's the worst news?
Gambate cosplay is dead.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the original aim of Gambate cosplay for Emily.
I don't know if Emily can hear you.
I can.
You can? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect.
Your microphone is pretty good.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's great. The original aim of the project was to make cosplay patterns for cosplayers by cosplayers. But ever since Simplicity signed a contract with Yaya Han, they realized what a moneymaker this is. And they've now put out like a whole line of patterns that are like the basics, the classics. The superhero suit, anime schoolgirl, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Like they're capitalizing on this, and there's no. Who would buy a pattern from me for $15 for $20 when they can just go to Joann's and get one for $5?
Mm.
It's true. It's true.
Good thing I've got my YouTube channel.
Oh, Al. It's hard being an independent business. I mean, it really is challenging.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that, Al.
Oh, I have to get myself an audience somehow, and I think I just need to be more patient. What is it?
Well, if you can get me like some business cards or something when we go to Gen Con, I'll hand out them to anybody who likes the cleric costume or the other one that you make.
I super duper appreciate it.
You did a fantastic job on that.
Oh, thank you. I really had a good time making it. The reason that I did that costume is because you're my friend and I like you. I don't really like making commissions, as silly as that sounds. It's difficult to make something and have me be happy and have the customer be happy at the end, and then also like charge them enough money.
Mm-hmm.
So what I really want to do is make accessories. Because I just think accessories would be my preferred. I like to work in production.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that working.
We'll see. I'll just have to evolve like a Pokemon. And speaking of evolving, I know you can't see it, but right now what I'm working on is making a snake to put on my dress. And I'm going to be wrapping some wire around some foam backer rod. It's like insulation foam. And I'm hoping that the spiral wrap would be like a good method for making your Lunarian. So this is going to be like my test run.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I'm excited to work on it.
So now I'm pretty happy with all the details I've kind of blocked in. And I'm just going to work on the pose for a bit to figure out, like, I know earlier I was like, you know what, I want to take directly the pose. That's there. That's awesome. But now that I'm at the stage where I have to finalize it, I'm like, but we could change it.
What? You don't make art decisions like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Let's see. Emily, oh, I want to thank you again for introducing us to Himoto Umaru-chan.
Oh my god, that was so good.
That was such a cute series. Like, we freaking love that.
Yeah, I really hope that a second season starts up. There's a bunch of like shorts that apparently came with the Japanese DVDs, so I'm hoping that when the US release comes out, they include those as well.
Oh. Yeah, I think I might actually buy that. That would be a series.
Although I don't know, I wonder how far you can really take that concept. You know, I guess we'll see, because like in the, I don't want to say too many spoilers, but the whole idea of her being like this secret otaku, hamster otaku, I figure you can really only take that so far before you need to start making the show about, like, I don't know, other things.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was originally like a 4-coma, if I remember right. And it has a couple of volumes that they didn't adapt, so it could probably get like a second season at least.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, and I know it's a pretty popular, just like the concept itself is pretty popular. I was reading a bit about it on some website. Like, we finished the series and I immediately was like, I have to know what the status is on them getting a second season. So I looked it up on, I don't know, the internet. And there was this website.
Good reference.
I'm trying to remember which one was called, but it was like dedicated to like, we will notify you when things happen. And it's actually kind of an interesting website, because it's not just like anime, it's like basically all different kinds of things that people are waiting for. And so yeah, it was an interesting website, and I thought it would, I signed up for their newsletter to let me know when it would get greenlit, if it got greenlit for a second season, that they had the permission to contact me about that.
Nice.
Such exciting stories on stream.
Yeah. So I've been building Gundam kits for, I don't know, when did Wing come out over here? Like 99?
Oh my gosh. What was it? Was it that? I feel like it was 95, but no,
It was 95 in
it was
Japan,
like
because it was after Colony 195, but I'm pretty sure we got it like 99 on Toonami.
Yeah.
Because I was in high school when it came out. But anyway, so I've been building them for that long, and still, every freaking kit I managed to put some part on backwards.
Oh no.
And I have to take apart something for like 7 steps to be able to fix it, which I just did with the arm on this.
Well, nobody's perfect. Let's see. So what I just did is I flipped the model once I'm kind of like happy with the design, I flip the image because I don't know if Keith runs into this. I know this is a problem with a lot of artists run into. You tend to kind of like favor a side. Like you kind of, a lot of artists will draw and lean in sort of a direction and not realize that they are. So if you see like this whole figure is kind of leaning slightly to the right, and I can't really see that until I go in and I flip the image and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's flipping to the right. So now I'm gonna just kind of do some little tweaks and corrections on that so that it doesn't have that little skewing happening.
Yeah, a lot of my professors used to say rotate the canvas when we were working real, like, inks and pencils and things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really nice to be able to do it on Photoshop because then you can just...
You can literally,
whatever
just
you
flip the
want.
image. Yeah, in art school, they would actually say like, take a mirror and hold it up to, or hold your image up to a mirror to see it so that you can catch out any sort of like little flaws like that.
That reminds me of a story that Heath told me once.
Oh, go ahead.
Where he was doing a piece for a client, and they're like, we need you to flip the image so we can see the back. You can do that in Photoshop, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is crazy. Enhance. Yeah, right? Oh my god. But I can see why people like, okay, like I'm not particularly tech savvy. I'm not the worst, but I'm certainly not the best. And I'm sure I've had instances where I've asked similar things like that to people in programming, where I'm like, oh, just make the website do the thing, and they're like, you have no idea what you just asked. Like, if you realize how stupid the thing is you just asked, you would not have asked it. But can you flip it in Photoshop? That's good. That's pretty great.
Oh, Emily, remind me what characters you wanted us to cosplay from Himoto, because we have our two favorites, and I forgot what you were saying.
Yeah, which ones you were kind of suggesting to us?
I was saying Sylphie for Noah, and then Kiri or Ebona for you, Al.
Kiri, yes!
Matt loves Kiri.
She's awesome.
She's really
What's not to love? She's my favorite.
I like how she beats up her brother, which shouldn't be a good trait, but she's pretty funny about it.
I just like how everything she does is so difficult for her.
So challenging. Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see on my little camera there.
Oh, I love it. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
And then those two.
Oh my god. You know, I really thought
There is a Kiri, but Matt stole her, so he's sitting over by his computer.
Does she have a boken?
No, she's just sitting on her knees.
Oh, okay. Being frustrated by life.
Just like waiting for Master's command.
Oh, okay.
Of course. It was a little bit of a tease in the last episode, that exchange between the two, and again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but I was like, oh my gosh, is she gonna tell her? And then like,
yeah, that was close.
Yeah, that's why they really need to greenlight a second season. Is I think while the first season obviously is establishing the characters and sort of like teaching us a little bit about the world and just like, I don't know, like really playing on the trope of this is a person who pretends to be like this perfect person, but behind closed doors, they're just this huge otaku. I really wanted to see more of development between her and her friends. And like the history between her and her brother, because they obviously have some like, I don't know, some baggage or something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there definitely feels like there's something going on there.
Now, have you read the manga at all?
No, I haven't.
Because I dug it up, and I was like, oh, I could read all of this, and then, but I actually think that it was a series that really benefited a lot from switching to animation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I knew the snake. But she can't see our screen, right?
We can try it again.
Okay.
It's
not a big
It's
deal.
possible it was just glitchy the one time because
I'll take pictures of it. Besides, I don't really know how it'll perform until I'm just wrapping the wire right now.
This is so fun. Thank you for agreeing to do this, because like.
It was a great idea. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's where we were. Now we're here. It's a little more developed. I'm gonna flip it back to make sure I'm not, because now that I've flipped it for a while and I've worked it here, it's possible. I've started to. There we go. Oh, I think that's looking pretty good.
What's the weather like where you're at, Em?
Oh, I asked her about that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But,
It's sunny at the moment. It was raining last night and most of yesterday. But I think it's going to be pretty good today.
Us too. We were really cloudy and yucky yesterday, but right now it's amazing. It's about 70 and sunny. Maybe
Nice.
65, but that's great.
Yeah. You luckily managed to get me on a day when I actually have off, because I keep getting called in, so
oh
I hadn't had
no.
a day off, and yesterday was my first day off since last Saturday.
Oh,
So
That's crazy. Now, just out of curiosity, are you usually a like 9 to 5 like weekdays kind of is that the kind of job you're working right now, or is it
I'm supposed to not only come in after 2 and then close, because I work as a cashier.
Okay.
But they call me in randomly whenever somebody else calls out, because yay for being reliable and competent.
Yeah. It can be double-edged sword there. All right. I think the hardest thing for me as an artist is knowing when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't just go for the whole art piece, that goes for like every stage of the art piece. So for right now, like I could probably just keep tweaking this and tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it forever. And at some point I have to be like, okay, generally this looks like a pretty good pose to me. I think it's time to move on to the next stage of the art process. And it's hard because like there's a part of you that's like, but if I keep working on it, it'll be even better, right? And that's not true, because like
well, and for me, as soon as you finish it, it's done, and you have to be responsible for what's in the piece, which is really hard.
That's true.
So if you keep putting off finishing it, there's always a possibility that it might be amazing.
It could be even better, yeah. But in reality, that's just more likely to lead you to like an overworked piece where it's very I don't know, not good. You don't want a piece to look overworked.
Not good. Oh, hi, Cece.
I went to school for writing. I'm good with words.
I just want to let you know, Emily, that our cat was sitting in the sun, but then she got too hot. So now she's laying on her side on the floor in the shade.
Makes sense.
So cute.
All right.
Slightly disappointed.
The
wire. It's not doing quite
what you wanted.
Yeah, maybe I needed to wrap it tighter.
So what are you doing with it? You're making like a wireframe and then wrapping more wire around it?
Well,
what are you doing?
Well, this is for my costume. This is for a dress that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind telling them what it is?
No, not at all. It's hard to describe.
Well, who it is, what the character is.
See, you need to get like a second web camera and then a computer for Al, and then she can join us in these.
Well, wait. Does your computer have a webcam on it?
Maybe. You can't see her screen though right now, right? You can't see Noah?
No, she can't see me. No.
Okay.
We haven't
the Photoshop.
amazing technical proficiency, have yet to figure out how to set it up so that we can get the webcam and the screen.
Well, maybe we can try it with mine.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Oh god.
Let's attempt to totally destroy what we built today.
Just break everything.
Break all the things.
So where are we right now?
So, by the way, how did you actually manage to get into this? Did you finally get the invite, or?
I finally got the invite. The final link that you sent me on Facebook.
Okay, the link actually worked rather than. Okay. Then I will.
Yeah, it never showed up in Gmail, which is weird to me because I would think like with Google Hangouts, of course it should show up in Gmail.
Okay, so it should be on Facebook.
Yeah, and I could probably ping you there. Yes.
I'm sorry. My brother-in-law just posted a picture of something he found on Target.
There you go, Al. I sent you the link. You should be able to pop in then.
And somebody took one of those like big letters that you put in a room, like you'd spell out eat, and you put it in a kitchen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Someone spelled out Ted Cruz is Satan. Oh,
Oh.
my god.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
Let's not get too political here.
No, I mean, I think that's something you can laugh at wherever you stand, right?
That's true.
I saw a similar thing with somebody doing alphabet soup, but he was the Zodiac killer.
Oh.
See, that's funny.
That's true.
Oh, I'm hitting the button.
All right. Let's
There
see.
you are.
What's happening?
Now, do you have is there a little like thing that looks like a webcam?
Hells yeah.
Oh, there is. Okay, so you might be able to show up.
I don't know. Oh, wait.
I think it takes like 30 seconds for the webcam to initialize. There you go. Technology.
It's echoing.
You may have to be someplace else.
Yeah, you might need to go into like another room or get headsets for the both of you or something.
Oh,
It is really good at picking up audio. Nice little tour of your apartment.
Right.
Our entire apartment.
What can I do with this thing? So this is what I am doing. This right here is foam pipe backer or rod backing. You use it in between the caulk ceilings on windows. So, you know, you're a builder, and you put this next to the windows, and you fill it in with caulk. I use this for cosplay all the time. So it's really useful for when you have characters like Sailor Moon and her little glove thingies, that kind of effect.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to achieve is making tangled in it. Making a snake to put on my dress and put around my body, and I want to be able to like set it in that position. So I thought if I wrapped some wire, and I used florist wire because it's coated and it'll be less.
What you might want to do is, where is it? I had it around here somewhere. My desk is just like a total mess of random hobby crap.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Okay, I can't find it at the moment, but there's a thicker wire. That's adorable. There's a thick wire gauge. It's like maybe 3 or 4 millimeters thick metal wire. You could feed that through the tube to give it some stability and keep it in place.
I might have to. This is kind of an experiment because this stuff, it's thin enough and it's soft enough that I'll be able to sort of sew it onto the dress wherever I want.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought if I wrapped the florist wire around it, it would give me some control over the shape.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be the kind of the basis for how I do the Lunarian. I was thinking of basically making a stuffed animal and then wrapping the wire around it. And obviously I have to go way tighter than this. And I got some bigger wire to do that too. So I'm able to put its limbs in positions, and so later on you can reposition it. But this is just not. This is lame. Maybe if I go around twice. Oh.
I do really like the like cameraman settings I have for this, because I can easily just switch between any of the 3 cameras,
Oh, right.
and that just makes it be the default view.
I did not know that you could do that.
Oh, that's so cool. Of course, because you're in charge of it. So, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, if I could even have it be where if I wanted to, I don't appear anything at all, and I'm just controlling everything.
Don't go too mad with that power. I really want this helmet to work, because I feel like in most art, the most important thing really is the head. Now, obviously, this is armor. We're not seeing like human expression behind it necessarily, but it's still like humans just have this instinct that like the face is super important. So you're just going to naturally look there. So if the face doesn't work, it can totally ruin the whole piece, you know. So I'm trying to get it to feel right to me, and I think it might have just been the angle I was working at. That's looking a little better. It wasn't looking quite three-dimensional in the way that I wanted it.
Oh, okay.
I really appreciate this turnaround, too.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, if I had thought about it beforehand, I could have sent you one of the damn figures.
I
could
know.
just have it sitting there.
Well, you know, whatever.
Which is like the one benefit to getting the sculpt done first. Just having the art, the figure there for art and whatnot.
Yeah,
It makes my job a lot easier, but at the same time, like, isn't it sort of backwards to have them do the sculpt first and then do the art second? I mean, like, unless the sculptor really likes designing too.
Yeah, it is. We generally, because it's easier to make you do revisions in art than it is to try to get something fixed in a sculpt.
Exactly.
For sure.
So just making sure that we get the idea that we want to begin with. Especially since, like, when you do character designs for us, you'll usually send us, like, 6 or 7 options throughout it, and that ends up getting, like, at least 2 or 3 more characters from those.
I know. Well, and that's kind of like what I like to do anyway, just as an opportunity to, because, like, a lot of time I find, I don't know about you, if you feel this way, but for me, when I'm working on art, a lot of times I won't necessarily know what I'm looking for until I've seen it, like, a couple of times. And so I wouldn't, and that's as, like, a visual artist. As a developer like you, like the art director, I'm sure you have some idea of what you want, but at the same time, I could also appreciate, like, I want to help you out in any way that I can, and usually the thumbnails don't take too long to pull together, so it's just, that way we're all on the same page, and we, in general, like, make sure that you're getting as close to something that you want as possible before I spend, like, a couple of hours working on a piece, and then I send you something and a bill for something that you're like, oh, this wasn't really what I wanted, but now she did the work and I have to pay her and all that kind of junk.
Yeah, I don't think there's really been anything that we've gotten from you that, like, I need to get this done by somebody else. What the hell did she do? You always seem to get what we're going for.
Aw.
Which is why we use you so much.
Well, and I've been so busy with Suspicious Links. It's so hard. I don't know if you feel this way, because like I know you've balanced a couple of different projects when you were trying to do Brushfire and Endless at the same time, and I know you're I'm not going to say anything about like the state of your business or what you want to do with Brushfire, but I think it's pretty safe to say that you're focusing more on Endless now, and I just think that it's challenging to run multiple projects simultaneously.
It can be, yeah, because you'll have the expenses going for the multiple projects, but there may be only the one that's generating income, and the other one is just kind of leeching, and you don't want to just completely cancel things right away because you hope that it will pick up and continue to be worthwhile to do, but there does come a point where you gotta just stop the bleeding.
Right.
Which is what we did with Brushfire for a while. We are planning on going back to it. We've got a new sculpt for it from Sean, who has done a bunch of the bigger endless sculpts, like the dragons and whatnot.
Those dragons are amazing.
He did the behemoth that you designed.
Oh, did you really? Oh,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Oh, I haven't shown that to you.
I don't.
Let's see.
You may have, and my brain just like is
Well,
done.
it's convenient that we have this video stream going that I can just pull up images in as soon as I figure out where I shove them. Dude. Screen share.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow! Oh, it looks so good.
I think I remember seeing some progress shots of this at some point.
Can you pull it up to the big screen?
It should be.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I can see it. Hi. What you want?
My computer's just being dumb. There it is. Wow! Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. Now, is this another one of Patrick's?
This is Sean Bullo. He did what else did he do for us? Come on, go right. Yeah. He did the Mandragora, he did the Dark Dragon, he did Zabolk, the Kappa, the Deep Troll, the Fire Troll. Like I said, he just done a lot of big monsters for us. And he just did the new Brushfire sculpt, which as soon as I figure out where I put it, there it is.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's,
yeah, I remember.
and that was another one of your designs there. Lupe and Red Feathers, which you did what, like 4 years ago for us?
I know. Seems like it was such a long time ago now. That was when we were at our old apartment.
Mm-hmm. Come here.
Yeah. And it's just a piece that I've always loved since you did it, and I've been wanting to get it sculpted, so I figured that was a good one to go ahead and try out for the new Brushfire line. Which, if it goes well, we'll continue to do them. Though we'll probably do it at a slower pace, because Endless does always do much better for us.
Now, when you do a line of models, do you generally, because I don't have any idea about how the casting process works, do you do 10 at a time? Do you do 2?
Usually our production molds will make 2 at a time. And we've got 2 types of casting that we can do. We can either do 1-hour cure, which it's summer now, so that's more like 30 minutes. because casting is all based on heat.
Right.
And then we have a 4-hour, which during the summer is like 2 hours. They've got what's called a pot life, which is where when you mix the two chemicals together in a cup, you have that long before they start setting. So it's
Right.
like 5 minutes to 10 minutes, depending on which thing we're doing. So we'll pour as many molds as we can in that 5 to 10 minutes, and then shove them in a pressure vessel for however long they need to cure for, pull them, do another set. And we've got 3 pressure vessels at the moment that we're running whenever we cast.
God, that's amazing.
So we get stuff done pretty quickly. And a couple of things that are more popular we'll do extra molds for to just get more of them done quickly, like Noah's Dragoon and the chibi version of it.
So cute.
I still love that dragon design.
Yeah,
I know
it's still our most popular figure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And like the chibi, when we had it up on the website at the beginning of the month during Adepticon, we got, because of her, we got sales on the website equal to what we got on the show at the show floor.
Oh wow!
Which was just amazing,
awesome.
and then has backed us up where we're still processing orders from that weekend.
Well, congratulations! That's great.
I'm hoping to get the last one done this weekend, because I know people don't like waiting very long for things.
Obviously.
But we'll have another round of her to go at Gen Con. And hopefully she won't quite break the website as much that time. But if she does, oh well.
There are certainly worse problems to have.
Exactly.
Oh, Emily, I don't know if Noah told you, but we're going to Motor City Comic Con for the first time.
Ooh.
Well, it's not our first time attending, but it'd be our first time tabling.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to do print versions of some of Noah's comics.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I don't know, like, I have been so touch and go with selling actual like physical products.
Mm-hmm.
Like the majority of the money I've made over the years has been through commission work and through like digital kind of illustration, which is it's very intangible in a lot of ways. But at the same time, it's super low overhead. I don't have to worry about like material costs and that kind of thing because it's just a matter of it's just a time cost really. Yeah, so going to a con and trying to sell books where we have to like shell out a couple $100s for the books and like is anyone going to buy them? Who knows? That's why I don't envy people who have like UM and Alex too, who have like actual storefronts where you're trying to sell like not a service, which is what I do, but an actual good. Just because it's a totally different. In many ways, I feel like you have to take more risks than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So are you going to be doing print copies of Suspicious Links or Material Girl, or?
We're doing a reprint of Material Girl, and I'm done with the layout in InDesign. I just have to make sure to get the cover art all set and do some little tweaks here and there. And we need to fix like the author introduction. So Material Girl, it seems very likely that we'll have that printed and ready.
Great.
Suspicious Links, I haven't started yet.
There was a number of pages, that, if I remember right, that still need to get finished for Suspicious Links, right?
I think that's why I'm actually dragging my feet on it. Is like I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was actually approached by it's not a publisher. It's a publisher. It's a startup, but like a little bit. And like I don't know how often you run into this, Emily, but I get approached by people all the time with like this idea or that idea, or like it'll be like, oh, join my company and make millions of dollars, and you're just like, no, you're obviously like just
Two guys in a basement.
right, like you don't
Well,
know
and
what to do.
we've had good luck occasionally working with two guys in the basement, but you never know.
Well, and I've also had really bad luck with working with two guys in a basement.
Exactly.
And you got to be careful about those kinds of things. So anyway, I was approached by someone because I think they're into that kind of material, and on top of that, they're trying to start off their own publishing house, and they're like, I would love to handle like the production costs and like marketing of Suspicious Links, and I need to. Even this morning, I was looking at his message to me, and I was like, I really need to write him back, but I keep putting it off because it's like Suspicious. I don't know if Suspicious Links is really in a place where I feel super confident with with publishing it, because like I didn't really develop it with publishing in mind.
I think the way that you're doing your updates for the new section, or this in-between section at least, is a really good plan of just doing the line art one day and then actually finishing it up the next day.
Exactly.
Then you don't have to worry about going back and fixing pages or anything.
For sure. I mean, like, I love the speed of being able to just like skip ahead, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But there is definitely a cost to that. Equivalent exchange, bitch. And I've been reading through Full Metal Alchemist again. I love that series, but it's just I don't know. It's such a nightmare now, because like now people don't realize, but what I would need to do to go back to fix that would probably take 2 or 3 months of work to just like go back and redo all the pages and get them all to that stage where I felt confident to publish it.
Yeah.
And so now it's such a daunting task, and I have no plan for it, because if I took 3 months off of Suspicious Links to work on like updating all the old stuff, I don't know how it would affect my Patreon, and that's where I'm making the majority of my money these days. And it's just, I don't know. I need some sort of solution, and I'll have to confront it someday, but for now, I'm just sort of putting it off.
Well, I'm glad that you're putting Material Girl back out. You did a fantastic job on that, and I mean that's pretty much why I ended up hiring you in the first place.
Aww.
And like I said, I had offered to publish it, and if it ever comes up again, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, I would love to, like a lot of this stuff, and I really appreciate that. I'm the worst. Just let's just be honest here. I am.
Really bad at PR.
About it, and I was like, oh, I gotta get back to her about that. But it's simply a matter of like I'm trying to juggle so many different things all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Like, I need to work out. We need to like figure out how to get smartphones so that I can do texting. Because so many of my friends are like,
you can do texting without a smartphone. You just need a flip phone or something.
I know.
Not one of those like 80s giant bricks.
We've got the worst phones in the world. Like I think we quite literally like we show people our phones and they're just like, oh, what century are you from?
Bad. And we were going to do it. We were going to get phones after we got our taxes back, because we ended up not owing as much as we thought we did. But now we have other concerns, and we need to save as much money as possible.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the main reason why I have a smartphone is just because I can run Square and everything on it, and I can do all the con business right from the phone. Otherwise, it's just such a huge hassle to be able to like run credit cards or anything.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We've had luck running credit cards on our tablet, because we got a small tablet. I think it's a Galaxy Note, and that's worked well for us at conventions. Great. But yeah, if we didn't have that, not being able to run a credit card at a convention would be a really big barrier.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys mostly do like hotel conventions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the ones we do are convention center, and they will charge you like 130 plus for internet during the weekend.
That's
And-
absurd. That's crazy.
It's not.
Were you saying something, Elle? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's crazy. It's so expensive, and you have to. It just takes such a huge chunk out of your sales.
Yeah. Like, I consider it at Gen Con every now and then because sometimes there's just so many cellular signals, it's hard to get anything to process, like, especially on Saturday. But $130 for Wi-Fi is so not worth it.
That's too much.
Yeah,
that's
we have to make $130. We probably have to make like 5 sales or something just to make that, just to be able to process payments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess like I've been sort of balking about conventions lately, and it's just it's because I'm spoiled. It really is. I'm used to such low overhead. Like the idea of going to a convention and then it's not just a time loss. You also have to like pay to print merch and then like pay for hotel and pay for travel expense. And like after you add all that stuff up, you have to make like $1,000 just to break even. And then after that, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, can I even make like?
No, your overhead is so adorably tiny.
I know. Compared to you, like what you have to pay, it's like complaining about like, oh my gosh, I had to spend $2 at the convenience store today.
Yeah, like the Gen Con booth alone is like $3,000.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. I can't believe that.
That's crazy.
Ugh, my chair is so noisy.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't hear it that much.
I hate this chair. I really need to buy a new one. I've had it for like 10 years, and it is so uncomfortable and so clanky.
Oh, it's one of those kinds of chairs.
Yeah. I end up having to put a pillow behind my back to be able to actually sit here for this long.
Mm-hmm. So Emily, I'm saving this, and I'm realizing normally I'm a crazy saving whore, just because of my years of playing video games.
Yeah, you gotta rotate your saves.
Exactly. And I just realized I haven't saved this. I can't. It's because I was so distracted by everything else.
How dare you?
That would be bad.
Oh, I would be so sad.
But
what I run into is sometimes Photoshop will freeze, and then it's just like, oh my god, that is like my nightmare.
Yeah, I had that problem with Maya like constantly.
Oh, I'm
Just
sure.
like, oh, yay, 5 hours of work.
Oh my god.
Did it ever
cool.
happen when you started up the type tool? Because that appears to be a sore spot for Noah.
Yeah. She's talking about Maya, which is a 3D rendering program.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're okay.
Yeah, Al, pay attention.
Well, that sounds weird. No, I thought you said my, comma, in my program. I just let it.
It's okay.
So Emily, is she just wearing pants? Just because it's sort of like in shadow here. I'm guessing these are just sort of like I can't see necessarily in this area.
Let's see. Will this, because it should be the same as the male, which he's got kind of cloth leathery mixed pants going on.
Let's see here. He should be up actually. He might be behind. Here he is. Oh, okay. Perfect. So he's got kind of like these. What would you call those? There's a word for those.
I should know.
You should. Come on, Al. You're our clothing
Come on,
person here.
Alex. Yeah, we're dropping the ball.
Jodhpurs?
No, it's that thing that like sometimes people use for sex.
Chaps.
Yes. There you go.
Well, but they're like attached chaps. Chaps.
Yeah, I like that. Cool looking.
So I just got this picture of the Dark Knight wearing assless chaps.
Oh,
How?
oh, perfect. Print it. Print it.
That's a different kind of night.
Yeah. Uh, for the adult version of Endless.
Hmm.
There's probably a market for that.
There is definitely a market. There's always a market for sex. My God.
But what you were saying earlier reminded me. I need to get with you at some point to discuss like doing an art book.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be great. I actually have been thinking about doing a book of my own. Just of like a lot of the kink work I've done, and selling it at con because I feel like I'm sitting on a lot of art that would make really good.
Yeah,
Art
I
book
think
material.
I think you really should do more like print stuff. Like even just
I know.
doing prints of individual pieces. I think you'd be able to do some good work with those.
Prints have been so sketch at cons
Hmm.
that we've been sort of burned where we were like printed a bunch of stuff and then we wouldn't sell a single print.
I
But
don't think sketch for everybody. I think it's just been hard for us because
that's true.
we're not like print sellers. We don't have a lot of experience.
Well, I think because it's something that we get asked a lot about would be like posters and whatnot. And I think that if you brought some prints of some of the stuff you did for us to like Gen Con, I think you'd be able to sell it.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about it. But
It
yeah. Oh my gosh, why didn't we think about it? That would have been a great idea. Emily,
Like
keeping all the good
don't print
ideas
like
to yourself.
hundreds of them, but you know.
Oh no, obviously. We would just probably do a run of like, I don't know, like 10
Yeah.
or something like that.
And then the stream goes quiet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I'm
Well,
almost to the end of my snake, so I'm like,
We're all concentrating on what we're doing. So, like I was saying to Al last night, my next recommendation for you guys is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
oh, I'll have to check it out. Yes, I mean, your last recommendation worked out so well. There's this other one too. Al, do you remember what it's called? We watched it. That guy who was talking about anime openings was talking about it,
oh
and
man,
it looks so sad, but it looks so good at the same time. It's
I
about like some childhood friends who like lost a friend, like their friend died or something, and they like have
Is
been
that
dealing with.
Erased or?
Is that what it's
no,
called?
it's like a. I think it might even be called like remembering so and so. It's not a secret that that person dies. It's just, ah man, it's gonna sound so typical. Like a Bildungsroman of 5 kids.
Yeah, it looks really like I love sad stories. Like I love emotional. Like I like to watch stuff that makes me cry and all that kind of stuff. And just because I'm a sadist like that, and this just looks like it's right up my alley. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. I do not remember the series name. Yeah, Noah likes to watch things that are sad and make her cry, but I think I like to watch things more that are violent and make me cry, like Wolfstream.
You'll like JoJo then.
Yeah.
JoJo is actiony and emotional and fabulous. And it's kind of like Doctor Who with the rotating cast.
Mm-hmm.
every part of it is generally like a little bit of a time skip ahead, and deals with another family member of this one bloodline. The first part is weak, but it sets everything up,
Okay.
and it's only like 9 episodes for the first part, and then the second part is the rest of a 26-episode season, and then part 3 is 2 seasons, and part 4 I think is going to be 2 seasons as well, but it just started.
Oh wow! So it's been going for a while.
Yeah, the manga has been running since like '83, I think.
Oh my
Yeah, I
gosh!
knew it was not a new series, but
And-
that's good to know.
And it's
that,
still running, the manga.
No,
like,
no. Okay, give us a pitch. Sell us on this? What's so cool about this series?
All right, so let me see. Let me just find something real quick. Ray, since I know you're watching this, if you want to give me some awesome JoJo thing to share, that'd be great. Well, one thing about it is everything is very there's like tons of music references because the artist just loves music. So like the main villain for the first couple parts of it in the background is Dio. Um, there's Led Zeppelin as a character.
Oh no! Get out!
what?
Yeah.
Like Robert Plant is on the show?
No, like the character's name is like Led Zeppelin.
I get it. I get it.
I do too. I'm just being a smartass.
Cars, all sorts of just like the villain of this week's episode has an ability that he calls Bad Company.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Oh yes, and Ray is reminding me about Zappa, Iggy, and Tom Petty.
Oh my god, that's great.
All right, this sounds amazing.
And the art is just fantastic. I'm trying to find a piece of art that isn't fan art to be able to share with you.
Which can be sometimes surprisingly difficult. Oh my gosh, we could get into all kinds of. Oh my gosh, I didn't, Emily. I was so mad the other day. I was so mad because sometimes like I love fans. I do.
I saw that like comment stream that I think you're talking about.
And there was one person who kind of made this comment suggesting that like I had not stolen this person's art, but like stolen the spiritual idea of this person's art, and that I needed to credit them as the source. And I just, like, as a person who cares a lot about copyright and who spends a lot of time like knowing like what your rights are and what you're responsible for, to have some like person on the internet kind of come in and be like, I know, like I'm going to be your mother and tell you what you need to do. I was just, and Al can tell you this, I've got a temper. I don't let it show, or I try not to let it show. But like my temper flares up real fast, I get real hot and real angry, and then it immediately like disappears afterwards. And but I was so mad at this person. I was like, oh, who do they think they are? Not that I would ever let that show in my comments, but like I was pretty mad at first because I was just like, okay, you don't obviously understand how copyright works, because like they were suggesting that I had stolen the idea of like a bondage scenario that used like a doll mask, and I was like, I don't know. It made me feel like should you copyright like Indiana Jones didn't invent adventure movies, and the idea that like every adventure movie who came after like I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining this as interestingly as I wish I could, but I got so hot about it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, you have no idea what you're talking about, and I wish you would just stop and think about what you're suggesting, which is like I have no problem giving credit where credit's due, but this person that they were saying I stole this from, I didn't even know that they really existed, and the idea that they had presented was just something like I don't know, like the idea of using swords in a medieval anime. It's like even if they made a story that was really sword centric and it was really important to them, the idea of using swords in a medieval story isn't something you can copyright. It's just like a trope of the medium. So I don't know. It was just
Yeah, I would classify it as a trope of the medium, not a copyrighted property.
Mm-hmm. But fan art's real interesting because like it gets into a lot of that copyright area too.
So in the little private chat box that we have, I linked a video clip for you guys to watch from JoJo.
Oh, awesome! Yes. Should I probably not watch it because like it might be copyrighted or we might get whatever?
Well, it's in Japanese, so it shouldn't come up through
Okay.
their thing. And just you won't see the video on the stream anyway.
I'm gonna pull it up and then pause it. And we'll watch it. Alex is watching it.
Sorry. You want me to stop?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure I pause mine so it doesn't. Oh wow, the art style is amazing.
Yeah, I really like
Yeah. Watch it without the sound so that we don't have a. This is quality entertainment right here.
For those of you watching at home who can't see the video, it's yeah, Jonathan versus Straits, or not Jonathan, Joseph versus Straits. Just pulls out a machine gun and shoots him.
Okay, what? Emily, thank you. Because do you know what just played on the video? About 3 seconds of the opening song of my favorite band. Yes, the song is Roundabout. It's their most famous song.
Yeah.
I love them.
Roundabout is the closing for the first season.
Okay, I guess we now have to watch this.
The second closing is Walk Like an Egyptian.
Oh!
The current one is Savage Garden.
Okay.
Oh, Long Way Home was the one right before this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or Last Train Home. Last Train Home? All the closings are like classic rock like that. And then you get regular awesome J-pop for the openings.
That's how it goes sometimes.
I'm always impressed, speaking of fan art, by just how much Western culture and Eastern culture influence each other. And I mean, like, obviously we're talking generalizations here, but just the day I found out that, like, anime was essentially started out as basically fan art of a lot of Disney's works was just so, like, mind-blowing to me that it was like, oh my gosh, this is... But of course, you can see it with the big eyes and the, like, very expressive kind of, like, beautiful character designs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of projects are like that. Like, I mean, Endless is a huge love letter to, classic video games. There's a lot of classic fantasy anime in there. And there's a little bit of modern anime in there as well, but it's a lot of just stuff that we grew up on, that we loved, and
yeah, and that's created like its whole own subculture. I love that.
I think on the topic of like copyright stuff, it's interesting to realize that every major work of art, to some extent, I feel like is people taking the things that they love and reinventing it into their interpretation of it. And you can see this. I was watching this documentary on Indiana Jones and Star Wars, and they were just talking about how like Indiana Jones was a send up to like the kind of like classic adventure flicks.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
funny.
like really pulp action stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Star Wars was like also like a send up to a lot of westerns and stuff like that. And I don't know. That's like I said, I'm kind of a like copyright junkie just because I think the laws are interesting and they're good to know as an artist. But I also, when people get pretty like precious about copyright, I get a little frustrated because even even Disney, like a classic example
Especially Disney.
of a company that was built on derivative works. I mean, and I'm not the first person to make this argument, obviously. This is pretty well known, but the majority of Disney films are based on, like, old fairy tale stories. And those came first, and they're in public domain, which is why they can use them. And it's just, that's why, like, Disney pushing back the expiration of public domain further and further and further just drives me absolutely crazy. Because like this is a company that benefited from public domain, and now they're like trying to destroy it so that future people can't use it in the same way that they did.
Yeah, I've always been a really big fan of like how Japan treats copyrights and everything, like with their whole doujinshi market and the one-day licenses you can get at like Wonderfest and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to be able to take advantage of a one-day license and be able to just do crazy cool stuff.
Can you imagine? Like what a great
The first time I heard about that was reading it in Genshiken.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? I had to go and research it because it was so interesting.
Yeah. That stuff is I just feel like we could learn a lot. And obviously their whole economy is not the same as America's economy. It's not as simple as, well, it works with the Japanese, so it'll work for America.
Oh yeah,
But,
totally.
At the same time, it is a little crazy making where you're like, no, but like, look how cool this is. Like, this really works over there, and why can't we at least try it? But laws don't work like that. It's not that simple. Let's see.
Oh, this has like totally nothing to do with anything, but I thought I'd just explain what I'm doing. So I'm taking my snake and I'm shoving it in this tube of liquid lame spandex that I made yesterday so that it looks gold.
Fun.
Done with that, I'll pin it on my dress.
Yeah, that dress came out fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was a little worried about it because I used a pattern, and the pattern was a combination between a turtleneck leotard that had 2 panels and like a just a really boring A-line dress that had 8 panels. And so I hybridized it into a dress that had 3 panels, and then I like cut the shit out of the top and put some boob cups in it and did all kinds of different stuff. So it was an experiment and it worked out. I was lucky.
Emily, how do you like how this is coming out?
I like it. It looks really good.
Oh, there's our owl clock.
My grandmother has a clock like that with a bunch of different bird calls on it.
Really?
Yeah.
I got it. It's funny. It must have been just like kind of like an old person thing. I actually, when my grandpa passed, my mom asked if I wanted anything from his house, and that was sort of what I requested, just because I always remember like visiting him and hearing that dang clock. And I was talking about it with a friend of mine, and she was like, "Oh, like my grandpa had the same clock, so it just must be like something that you could purchase on daytime TV. And like all the old people collectively were like, that sounds like fun. One thing I struggle with as an artist is between doing messier art and cleaner art. Like, I was classically trained, so I went to art school and I grew up doing like charcoals and pastels and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff that I really enjoy, like anime and manga, rely on very tight not all of them. This is a generalization. There's obviously like Blade of the Immortal is pretty messy. But a lot of stuff that we see, especially in the mainstream, is very tight and very clean. And I love both things. And unfortunately, that sometimes comes out as like one, depending on how I'm feeling on any given day, my art will be more tight or more messy. So like, I could take this and develop it into more of a painterly piece. And Emily, bless you for putting up with my like inconsistencies, because sometimes I send you really tight, really like clean, like cell shaded stuff, and other times I've sent you very like painterly, kind of more like I don't know, rough gestured work. And you use both of it, which blows my mind. But I feel like it would be better to be more consistent. And I even deal with this with like my comic on DeviantArt. And people just say like, no, like that's just you. You're just inconsistent. That's your hallmark. But I'm just like, but it would be so much better if I was more consistent. So I work on that. I try and be more consistent, but it's just because I have a passion for both, and there really isn't any like supreme master style. That's just crazy. Unfortunately, a lot of it just comes down to how I'm feeling that day. But yeah, I also recognize that isn't always super helpful when you're running a game company and you need the art to look like it belongs together, and isn't like, well, this looks like it was made for this kind of project and this other piece was made for another entirely different project.
Not that we've ever done that sort of thing or anything.
No, not at all.
Oh, and just as a sidebar, I think Master Style would be a great DJ name.
Master File?
Master Style.
Style.
Oh my gosh. Guys are silly.
And thus begins your DJ career.
Exactly. How could I have expected that my DJ career would start on an art stream on a Saturday morning? Doing
Everything.
yeah. So I'm about finished working out all the major details of the piece. After this, I'll decide on the colors with you. We'll block those in. And then I think I'm on the topic of being more consistent. I'll go over and I'll redo the line art and make it cleaner and just tighten it up a lot more. And then do the same thing with the color and just make it so it looks like it belongs somewhat with some of your other art.
Yeah, like the main thing for tightness with us, at least, is the character design stuff should be generally probably be tight, just because I need to give that to a sculptor and he needs to know what the hell everything is.
Right.
But for any of the like scene work, you could probably go more painty.
Painterly.
Yeah. So, depending on what mood you find yourself in that day, that's the work you should do for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, like when you were at Gen Con, if you sketch some random thing, feel free to show it at me and I'll probably buy it.
Oh, I love you, Emily.
I really can't wait to get that giant crab lobster thing.
Oh my God, I know, that was so fun. Well,
Yeah.
I spend so much of my time drawing women, like attractive women who are tied up or whatever, that like I actually really love drawing monsters because it's so different. Like, it's just you can get away with so much more with that kind of stuff. Now, if I spent all my time drawing monsters, I would probably have the opposite problem. Where it's like, God, can't I just draw something that's pretty for once? But I remember in art school, one of the things that was a lot of fun was drawing old people in like life drawing classes, because older people have all kinds of interesting wrinkles and just their bodies are interesting shapes, whereas younger people tend to be like, there's still a lot of variety there, but like they're just not usually as defined just by the virtue of they're just not as, their skin is tighter, they don't have as many interesting shapes on their bodies to draw.
Yeah, Rhonda was the best.
Rhonda was great. Rhonda was great. Although she was beautiful for an older person. She was really pretty.
What no one needs to say is that Rhonda meets the standards for general like beauty standards, so she wouldn't be someone you'd want to draw if you wanted to draw like super interesting folds and shapes and stuff.
Yeah, some of the older gentlemen, not to be crass here, but were a bit more, had more wrinkles. I'll just say that. They were fun.
Do you remember the one guy with like all the hair?
All the hair. Oh my God, he was like a bear. He was so scary. I mean, like, he was interesting to draw, but like, he was so scary.
It's just difficult to draw because it was difficult to see like where his lines were.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for people watching this, Noah and I went to the same art school, so we got to draw a lot of the same models. Good thing this stuff is resilient because I'm pulling it every which way.
You're getting all that testing out to make sure that it won't break on you when you're trying to, not be at your desk sewing.
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing you want, is to be in the middle of a con and then everything just falls apart.
Oh my gosh, right?
You know that our biggest, oh man, we had, I had a weapon fall apart on me at con. Our room was 11 floors up, and
Oh,
the
that's right.
it was really super crowded, and yeah, the stairwell was really crowded too. And I had this beautiful plexiglass thing that I created. Let's see. I don't know if I have. Oh, who am I kidding? I don't know how to show it to the screen.
Oh, if you mouse to the left-hand side, there's a little green button with an arrow on it.
Oh, okay.
And that lets you screen share.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it, and then once I find it, I will show it to you guys.
Sure. Yeah, since you were late, you missed the whole me and Noah figuring out how to make everything work.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I just assume because I don't internet.
Thanks again for your help with that, Emily, because I would have just been like totally lost.
No problem.
I'm gonna have to dig for a minute.
This really is a fascinating sword design. Like, Keith did a really good job. Like, one thing I'm really impressed by a lot of Keith's stuff is just the level of design he puts into, like, his armor and stuff like that.
That reminded me. Let me find a piece. Go ahead, keep talking.
And Whereas like I'm much more invested in say like the general flow of the piece. Like I'm a little like I want to make sure that the piece makes sense, but I'm not necessarily as concerned about like the exact articulation of how everything functions together. But Heath's work is really just, I don't know, impressively detailed in the concepts for the armor and the different like how the different shapes work together, and it's something I've always admired about his work.
So, like the first year we did Endless at Adepticon, Heath joined us, and we were talking about how at Gen Con we wanted to start doing promo item cards when we do any demos and whatnot. So we had him draw the most ridiculous JRPG sword we could, which this is it.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got everything.
Yeah, it's just
It has an
there's
hourglass.
little four-leaf clover keychain. There's a
God.
wing on it. The handle is a paintbrush.
Oh my god.
It's got wraps, runes that say runes.
I like, yeah.
There's an hourglass inside the blade. A gun barrel.
Holy cow.
Just the most ridiculous weapon he could possibly design. And we were just sitting there chatting after the exhibitor hall closed while he's drawing this on his because he did everything paper back then, so he was just sitting there drawing, and it was just a lot of fun watching him do this madness.
I know. It's fun to do spoofs, especially on like, oh, okay, good. Especially on like this kind of like anime genre, just because so much of anime is just insane.
The other thing that's crazy that he did, there it is. So after having you do those, or not having you do, but after buying those two random monster designs from you, I'm like, hey Heath, give me two things, whatever. So this is one of them that he gave us.
Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my god, it's adorable.
And then where is the other one? This one.
Wow, that's great.
Nope. Screen share. Go screen share. There we go.
Oh wow. Yeah, his coloring is great.
Yeah, he does an amazing coloring job. Well, he worked professionally in comics for a while before we ended up getting him to do random silly animals wearing historical costumes. So he's got that very comic book style to all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the other thing is his he does like spotted blacks and stuff like that really well, and just the like the texture and all that kind of thing. This feels a little too... The hilt of the blade looks a little too big to me. Maybe not. I'm doing some measurements and like, it looks pretty similar. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to pull out a copy of this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat, Emily.
You cheater, you.
No. I'm going to just grab the screenshot. Open with.
Oh, I found it.
Oh, did you find the
Yeah, like remember 10 minutes ago when I was like, I built something. It was so precious. It took me forever to make. I lost all the photos of the costume because that was on my computer when it had to get wiped. And so I had to go on cosplay.com and I didn't remember my password for that. But
of course.
how do I screen share?
Can you do that?
I'm trying. Okay, can you guys see it?
Oh, yeah.
So these are made out of plexiglass, and so we had to, oh my gosh, it took so long. We had to cut out the pieces and glue them together and paint the whole thing and put, there's light sticks in here that I could access through like a little panel here, and so I could actually make it glow and do
Awesome.
stuff and throw it around. Where's the other? It's been so long since I've been on this website. But yeah, like I could throw these around. It's on like 8 feet of chain, and it was amazing. And it's my favorite cosplay prop ever. But as we were going up the stairs, yeah, we totally biffed, and just one of these cracked irreparably. Once you break the integrity of the solid piece of plexiglass, the tension was broken. It was like done.
All right, cheating over. It's just like, goddamn the sword. But.
So for those watching me be, oh crap, just break the damn thing.
Oh no! Oh yay!
Oh, it looks great! Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, still gotta do all the like sanding down of nubs everywhere, and then paint it. And I got a little diorama I'm doing with it and the main Gundam from this series. But I need to wait for parts to come in for it. But hey, I managed to build 3 Gundams this month. That's like a new record for me, rather than like 1 Gundam every 3 months. I have such a backlog.
How many Gundams would you say that you have?
Built or unbuilt?
Let's do both.
Built, I've probably got like 50 to 100. I think I threw out a bunch of them when we closed our store. But unbuilt, I've got, looks like I'm down to 7 at the moment.
Wow.
That was a noise.
Was that you or was that L?
It might have been me. This makes some interesting like noises as I'm
Sounds like a vacuum going on.
Yeah, it sounds like a vacuum.
Well, it is a tube. I'm finding that the wire absolutely no help. So I might have to do some more experimentation, but I am going to use it as sort of an anchor to sew the tube onto my dress. So maybe it was worth it, but you saw how long it took.
All right. So let's see. I'm gonna flip it again. How are we looking here? See, I always do this. It's leaning to the. That gangster lean just keeps happening.
It's not. It's fine.
I want to fix it.
I shouldn't say that every now and then I have to rotate your art in InDesign, right?
Yeah, right? Well, that's part of it. Let's see. Transform, skew.
Well, here, let me shake my camera around a bit, and you
Yay!
can see on my desk here
Oh,
a couple
wow.
of
Oh, wow.
that have been these ones are mostly finished. And that's a mold I really need to finish putting together. But also my office is just a total mess. Wall of art,
So jealous.
and then God, I'm sorry for people watching at home. My figure collection.
Wow. Wow.
It's lovely.
And anything that you didn't see, because I tried to keep the camera at a certain level, is just like an absolute mess of random boxes of stuff that I need to put away or deal with, and I just haven't.
Yeah, we've only just now gotten the apartment to the point where we can walk through most of it. And it helps that we're running out of tarot cards, so that means we're running out of like boxes of product and shipping them and tissue paper to wrap them in.
I wish I could say that this is like our product that's taking up all of my office, but it's really not.
Understandable.
I think we have a whole nother room for that to go sit in. Plus then there's the casting room, and then the garage has a ton of stuff as well.
I can't wait to get a house.
It's so nice. I don't know how we would not be able to do this if we didn't actually own this place. I make such a mess when we're casting.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, we were considering moving into a different apartment, one that doesn't have a balcony. Like, we don't have a balcony, but ours is ground level, so we have a concrete pad out there. And I'm like, where will I spray paint things? We can't do it.
Yeah, we've got what they call a Florida room, which is basically a porch, but it's entirely glassed in.
Oh, okay.
So I've added some insulation and whatnot to that, and that's where we do all of our casting. So I get fresh air going through there,
That's good.
and I also do my spray painting out there.
Florida room.
Yeah, fancy.
I just call it an attached porch.
Yeah. Well, we have one of those too that's a screened in, and then we have another little like concrete slab after that.
Oh, wait, I know what we call those in Michigan. 3-season room.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because anytime but winter, it's great.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is, like 6 feet of shiny gold snake. Da-da-da. Probably gonna try on my dress now and just pin it to the dress. And hey, let's move the thing. Oh wait.
But our viewership.
Have we got any more questions or not really?
I keep forgetting to actually look at the damn thing. How many kittens do you pet on the average day?
Oh, important question. Well,
What?
At least.
Oh. So 2 at home, and then up to 5 at work.
Yeah, because you work at like a PetSmart or something?
Yes, I do. I work at Chow Hound, so it's like an independently owned pet shop, and they do like. Oh, I left a pin in that. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
They do adoptions through Humane Society. So we have cats from the Humane Society who come and kind of foster with us while they wait for a home, and so people can visit the cats at our place, and then can sign an adoption contract, but the Humane Society still has control over who goes home with whom. So yeah, if I'm working, I pet 7 cats a day. And then so many dogs. It's awesome.
I usually only pet 2, but that's because I work from home.
I pet 3 because we have 3 of them here.
Aw, you little babies.
We used to have 3, but we got in trouble.
You did get in trouble.
Again, great reasons for being homeowners.
Exactly.
Yes.
Though technically, because of we don't have a homeowners association, but we have a similar thing in this city that is just bullshit. And it's like supposed to be only 2 animals. And you gotta have your grass at a certain height. And
Oh, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's gonna fall. I'm trying to pin the snake on my dress. It's gonna be hard enough to just do, let alone make it so people can like have insight into the costume process. Here, hang on a second.
this is why you need like a separate actual camera rather than just a laptop one.
Exactly.
Moving around and whatnot.
This is just gonna be super awkward. If either way I do it.
Oh, there's a kitty.
Yeah. It's a black one. She's going to my dress.
Adorable.
Say hi, Em. She's like, put me down. I am 13 years old. I don't bend like that anymore. Hi.
So right now I'm just blocking in some color. A lot at
Looks like we just lost Noah for a second there.
like,
Oh. Oh, and she's back.
about things. It's considering life
I got audio from you, but I don't have visual.
because it's a little different.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
like here we've got armor in places where. Oh, are we getting some like weird delay?
I'm not getting your video at all. I'm only getting your audio.
You.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know what you did, but it's back.
It's just this dinosaur computer. I just need a new one. That's all there is for it. Let's just go and get a new computer. Sure, we've got an extra $1,500 to drop.
Yay, Mac.
Yay, Mac. Yeah.
Well,
But damn it, it's been good for us.
I think that's why it's been so good so far. Okay.
Emily, are you more of a PC girl, or are you no opinion on the matter?
I have considered getting Macs multiple times, but they're always just way out of my price point. So I end up getting PCs. I mostly use a laptop though, rather than an actual desktop. Just because of how much we travel and everything.
Obviously, yeah. Do you use much of in terms of like a tablet? I know you color your own pieces a lot of the time.
No, I actually I use a mouse. Photoshop.
Use a mouse? Are you
Yeah.
kidding? Oh my gosh.
I tried using a Wacom for a while, and it just it did not agree with me at all.
No.
So I just years of practice using a mouse, and that's how I do it.
That's actually how I did it in art school.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, and I was just having to wait for stuff to finish rendering, I would pop open Photoshop and I would just start randomly coloring cells because I had a lot of what the hell are they called? The line art for a cell. Doga?
I don't know what they're called.
I had a ton of them, so I would scan them in and I would just start coloring them because that
Oh,
would
how
give me something to
fun.
do.
Yeah.
So that's why I end up coloring everything in very cell style.
Well, I really like it. Like, I know some people consider it kind of like, like too graphic. I don't know. I enjoy it. It's how I shade. I plan to shade most things in suspicious links for the characters. Backgrounds, I'm doing more painterly because I can't make up my mind about anything. All right. Do you have any? All right. This is kind of what I've pulled from the design, combining like this and like sort of what I see here. I can put on some gold highlights, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to work out like what do I want to do. I think I want to change this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts about that before I jump in and do that?
Um, One thing I just remembered is if you pull up the line art for the male,
Mm-hmm.
there's on the back of the cape at the bottom there. There's a little design.
That little design thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I can add that in. This is just a placeholder. Oh, actually.
Just a little funny thing that one of our painters was talking about with models, where little details like that is always better to not actually have on the sculpt, just so that
Oh, really?
the painter has an easier time actually doing them.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Because otherwise, you got to work around however they were sculpted. The detail was sculpted in, but if it's not sculpted there, then you can do it all with the brush and makes it a lot easier.
That makes sense.
So that snake wrap seems to be working.
Yeah, it's working okay. The challenge is, so I have a stretchy fabric that I make a dress out of, and I hate zippers. I'll do anything to avoid them. I hate them. So you have something that does not stretch, and you're trying to cover your body all around. I mustn't cross over like the bare part or anything that makes it too tight on my body.
Mm-hmm.
I have to leave like an opening in the back so that the dress can stretch and I can pull my head out through it. I'm just trying to play with like different arrangements to see what looks best.
Emily, do you imagine, okay, so like the original horns, these are obviously like metal,
Mm-hmm.
but these look more like natural ram's horns. Do you think that they would be carved out of metal, or do you think that they would actually be like ram's horns that were attached to the body or to the armor?
I think they would probably be metal.
Okay.
And just, some blacksmith spent like
Or
17 hours just hammering that into the correct pattern.
Works for me. I just have to draw it.
And I have this little mini sledgehammer now from that Gundam.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
It's good. I have tons of stuff I can just play with on my desk while you guys are actually doing important stuff.
So dangerous. So dangerous.
This is cosplay. This is not important.
Interesting. So. So now does he own his own company? Because I remember. Oh, is it silent?
No, I can hear you.
I can't hear Emily though.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh,
Yeah. So Heath is running Red Panda Miniatures now, that's where he's doing his line of figs, and then he still does all his freelance art for us and whatnot, and like Mantic and a bunch of other companies. Like he does a crazy amount of work in this industry now.
well, that's great. Let's see.
So yeah, Al, since you couldn't hear me earlier, I was trying to show you this.
oh my gosh! That is amazing. Where did you get that?
They just released this from Bandai, and it's actually a little music box that lights up and everything, but I haven't gotten batteries for it yet.
Speaking of which, I need to plug in my computer. That is amazing. That show is amazing.
Yeah, I love the S season, and I've wanted the Holy Grail for years now. But it was always so expensive to try to get the original release because it was like several $100s now. And so Bandai started putting out this line called Proplica that they've been doing all Sailor Moon's weapons through.
Oh, that's so
and
cool.
they just released that one like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So now I'm just hoping that they will continue it and they'll do her Stars staff. Because I am a colossal nerd and I will buy random shit.
There we go. Okay, hopefully that doesn't pull my computer off of the... Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. I'm so glad that you have it.
So, Emily, is there any anime that you're excited about that's just coming out? Do you watch much Crunchyroll? Is that how you get your anime, or do you do it through like other means?
We generally try to watch things when they're on Crunchyroll. There's a few things that generally aren't that we have to acquire through other means that I won't talk about. But yeah, what we're watching this season's been kind of light and stuff that we've been interested in. But we're watching JoJo because that just started up its 4th season. Last season we had a bunch of stuff that we were watching, like Valkyrie Drive, Mermaid, which was good. But I don't know if I can really recommend it. I mean, you guys would probably like it, but it's like it treads that edge of am I watching porn? Is that what this is?
Yeah, and it's funny because like you'd think that I, as a person who does so much like kink work and whatever, would be totally cool or totally excited about like really gratuitous animes like that. But like Food Wars is actually a good example of this. Like it's entertaining, but like it's almost like entertaining despite the fan service, not because of it. And yeah.
Well, there's with Valkyrie Drive, it aired 2 ways. It aired a censored broadcast where they would cover all the boobs and everything, which from half the episodes made it like totally unwatchable because it would just be this white screen going on.
Seriously?
Yeah. And then there's the uncut broadcast where it's just boobs everywhere. But the show is really good. It just, I'm not really sure if it was not supposed to be porn.
Right. So it's kind of like an Asian Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but with more tits and less dragons. Let's see, what else was I watching last season? Less Ironblood Orphans, which was the latest Gundam series, which is what that kit
Yeah.
is from.
Did you like that?
It had issues, I think. A lot of pacing issues.
Pacing issues.
Yeah. It wasn't the worst Gundam, but it wasn't really. It could have been a lot better.
Sure, sure.
I think it suffered a lot from a 30-minute format because a lot of the episodes felt like if it was like an hour-long episode and you got the two episodes together, and then stuff would actually happen every episode, it would have been a lot better. But because of the way it was the 30-minute format, it would be like, nothing happened this episode, but stuff happens the next episode. Yay!
Yeah, that's not good. I'm always impressed by how big a role format does play.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's an anime out right now, which shoot, what's it called? I watched Dodger from Press Heart to Continue. It was a streamer, a lot, and she does these like anime recaps or whatever for like what's coming up and what she's excited about. And she was talking about this one that was all about a guy who looks super. The whole thing of the show is this guy always looks super cool, like always.
Oh,
And,
don't you know I'm Sakamoto or something like
that's
that?
it. Yes, that one. And she was just talking about it and how her concern for the show is it's super funny. It's super funny, but she doesn't know if the whole gag of him like people trying to make him look uncool and then he just accidentally looks even cooler can really last in like a 30-minute episode for an entire series, you know? And there's been other examples of animes like that where it's like, this is a good idea, but is it a good idea for this kind of format?
Yeah. Cromartie High School was kind of like that.
Marty, yeah.
But of like recommendation stuff from before that's not currently airing or anything. Symphogear is really good. That's like a mix of magical girls and idols.
Interesting.
And it's kind of like I use this term to describe Utena as well. It's kind of a shoujo fighting anime rather than a shonen fighting anime.
Sure. I know exactly what you're talking about too.
And Utena is something that I absolutely love.
I have never watched Utena. Isn't that crazy?
I will bring you my DVDs to Gen Con, and you guys can watch them, and then just mail them back to me or something.
Yeah.
Because I love that show. It is so good, and there's a lot of personal reasons that I like it that I'll tell you about outside of the stream after you get finished watching it.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'm always amazed at how important. Well, like I just posted on DeviantArt my like top 10 video games or top 20 video games of all time, and like number one is for me would be Lunar, and it's not even because it's the best game I've ever played. I mean, like the gameplay has a lot of issues. It certainly doesn't hold up. Like it hasn't aged particularly well. But the point was like when I played that game. It was where I then and the kind of experience, like compared to what else was out at the time, the sort of experience it gave me was something that was like super important to my life. And I think people underestimate the importance that media, even like kind of like junk food media, a lot of people would consider junk food media like anime. As opposed to like high art, because like we went to art school and a lot of people kind of looked down on anime and manga and comics and all that kind of stuff because it wasn't like real art. And but I think that those kinds of experiences can be just as profound and just as like important as say like maybe even more so, because it reaches us more directly than, say, like a piece by Monet or Degas or, you know, whoever the modern equivalent of that is today. And just like these high art pieces are important, sure, but they're not like Lunar for me was very, very much like Luna's story was sort of my story, and her fears and confusion about like her identity and like how people perceived her were very much in touch with my own struggles. So yeah, I can see. I think it's just fascinating to learn like what reaches certain people, what touches certain people, and why.
Yeah.
I feel like I could work on this all day. By the way, what are your thoughts on the streaming? Because, well, maybe we should talk about it after the stream, not during the stream. Because, like, I really am enjoying doing this with you. It's so good to have you right here. But at the same time, I don't want to monopolize your time, and a lot of it is just me working, which does take time.
No, it's fine. I mean, we're also talking about random stuff that, you know, we can ramble on about anime or comics or movies or whatever while we're doing this. I can
Sure.
break
Yeah,
the things that are on my desk.
Right? Because I would one challenge I've come up against, especially lately, is suspicious links keeps me so busy that it's really hard sometimes to get to my work for you guys, because it's like, well, Emily's understanding, and if I don't get to it this month, there's always next month, and I feel bad about that because like you need this art eventually, and so for me it's more of a scheduling issue of making it a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And just I really appreciate like having one thing that I found that I really miss about working at a traditional job is this sort of like, I don't know, like it's the regimented nature of it. Like now is the time when I do this, and now is the time when I do that, and
Yeah.
so this is just giving me a little structure and like, okay, now is the time when I work on stuff for Emily, and if I can make it into like this is sort of more of a normal thing, I think it would be possibly better for my workflow, but at the same time, I don't necessarily expect you to babysit me.
No, I mean, I like watching you stream, and I do try to like jump into your Patreon streams whenever I actually am home.
I always love when you do that, yeah.
'Cause it always seems to be like I'll get the Twitch notice right as I'm leaving work, and so then it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before I'm home,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, and I'm done.
For sure. Yeah, I've really enjoyed. I didn't think I would like drawing when I'm like also talking to people, because sometimes it's hard, you know, like
Oh yeah, totally.
and it might not always work, especially with like I'm always surprised when I'm working on suspicious links. Um, there are certain parts where I can't even talk to people because I'm so like Alex will be trying to talk to me and I'll get mad because I'll be like I'm trying to figure out like this next page or whatever. So usually when it's like that very like concept heavy stuff, I'd probably be pretty silent. But at this stage, it's like I already know kind of what I'm drawing. I'm looking at it, and it's just the joy of rendering and just the joy of like kind of like tweaking it and working on it. So I really appreciate you taking your time or taking time out of your day to spend it with me as I work with you. And it's also what I've really enjoyed about streaming with people, with clients through Twitch. And I hope I can get that to work. I'm going to be super bummed if that isn't a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we'll just have to set it up on Hangouts or something like this.
Yeah. I mean, as long as we figure out the time beforehand when we're going to schedule it, I should be able to do this pretty consistently.
Great, sure.
My schedule is just random, but I usually get it like a week or two in advance, so we could discuss it and be like, we'll do it this day.
Sure. let's see. Let me bring up who we're comparing this to.
I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'm wondering if let's see. I'm liking how the overall it's working sort of with each other. I think there's enough visual interest. Oh, I didn't even notice, but he's got this purple. What is that? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Oh, he's got like a butt flap cape thing going on there.
Oh, so like a cape underneath. Alex, are you okay?
I'm fine. I was just changing.
Oh,
Yeah, and I can successfully get out of the dress when the snake is attached to it. So.
Yay!
that's important.
Yay! So now I have to finish off the tail and make it look not like. Blip. There's my tail.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll just have to. It's hand sewing time.
So, do you want this character? Because obviously you can't tell from the model because you can only do so much with a miniature. Do you want this character to have like a butt flap or something like that?
No, I think it's fine without.
Without it? Okay.
Yeah, as you now just smeared purple all over everything.
That's the joy of digital art. I mean, I love digital art. Quick tangent. It's certainly not what I grew up with. Obviously, I grew up learning traditional, but it's so damn convenient. I mean, it's really just super. I don't know. It's so much easier to just get in and fix things and change things than when I was working with traditional media. And I don't think I could ever go back at this point.
Yeah. Plus, you don't have to deal with that whole scanning art and everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Sometimes, all right, I said that, but sometimes I will usually start with some sort of sketch that I make in my sketchbook or whatever. But then pretty early on in the process, I scan that in to the computer, and then it's never the finished art. It's almost always just like a rough placement of things or the idea just to start out.
Seem to be having like a random pause issue with you.
With me,
Yeah.
crap. Let's see. Is there anything I should do on my end to try and fix that?
I have no idea. Like I said, this is really the first time I've actually fully used this. I got a friend though who has been using this for a while, and I can ask him some questions later about how to make things better.
I'd really appreciate that because yeah, the more I can make this streamlined and work and all that, obviously the better.
But I do like this, especially since it automatically uploads to YouTube when we get done.
Oh, it's automatic. Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, and I can download an MP4 of it after that.
I do really.
So I could I can post it to my channel and then download the MP4, and you can post it over on yours if you want.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy being able to share the process with people, and I mean that has been really the joy of working on Twitch stream when it was working. I mean now it's giving me all kinds of trouble. Was just I don't know the community aspect of it is really.
Yeah, I just wish we could get like a live chat box going.
Yeah, if we can figure that out, that would probably be the best. And I'm sure we can probably get that figured out one way or the other.
Yeah.
But for a first run, I mean, I think this is working pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm going to try changing some colors. just to see if I can differentiate it a little
Yeah, that's
from,
fine.
but I'm doing it on a different layer. So if I don't like it, it's not a big deal.
Now that is some color.
It is, right? Oh, God.
That is like 80s. We're getting into some JoJo territory here. That's one thing that the JoJo does a lot is it will randomly like just shift the color palette like this.
Really?
Yeah, for like dramatic scenes and whatnot, you'll just get crazy colors going on. It's really cool effect when they do it.
I am fascinated. Like, I tend to stick a little more neutralish. But there's been some really amazing, like really neon color art styles I've seen that I'm like, maybe someday I'll be brave enough to try that stuff. So I have two thoughts for you.
Okay.
We could go more pinkish, like this,
Mm-hmm.
or we could do more of like a goldy red, or we could just stick with the more like this is the obviously like a slightly different version of this original.
I did like the like purple color the cape came when you did that first bit.
Here, let me there we go.
Yeah, when you move the hue all the way over
Let's see now it's
there you go. That like purplish.
Yeah, so you like this?
Yeah.
Obviously I'll have to
I
change
like
some of
the super like toxic green pants.
uh-huh. But
But I do kind of like the armor shade being that kind of pinkish hue to it, and I like the purple cape. I like purple.
Alex is her favorite color. Alright, I'm gonna use this for now. And now to fix some of these crazy colors.
It's also just really interesting to see how you do all your coloring stuff. Because like when I'm doing the coloring, I'll have like a billion layers because I'll just do every color in a separate layer and then highlight and shadow in separate layers.
See, I think you might work a little bit more like me then, Emily, because I don't ever use the hue adjustment layer to show myself different colors. I'm just like, no, I know it'll be one of these three colors, so I just make those color layers and turn them off and on.
I would show you my crazy ass layers, but I don't have Photoshop on this computer. So.
Oh, I was gonna say sometimes you should. We should just all art stream together. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'll probably end up next time we do this. I'll probably have something I'm actually painting because I should be a little bit farther along on these models by then.
Cool. Yeah.
So I will just like have my camera pointed straight at the desk.
Yeah, this green is amazing. Let's make that a little more easy to look at. Let's see.
And I don't think the like turquoise on the armor plates really works.
No. I think that's pretty fair to say.
I'm really glad Matt just went for food. So hungry.
Oh, poor thing.
He's got work in a little bit, so I was like, "Hey, you want to go get some food before you have to go?" I'll be streaming with Noah for a while.
Right? You love me, right? That's not terrible. I'm gonna try a few different things. Hmm.
The kind of reddish color was nice.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go with that?
Yeah, I think that kind of works.
I think I definitely like the orange on this armor. Let's see. I'm just gonna try. Let's see.
Oh, red's nice.
What do you think about this like darker red? Or would you prefer this more saturated? What we had here.
I kind of like the saturated look.
This look?
Yeah.
Okay. We will do that.
Maybe next time we do this, I'll grab one of the casts of her and I'll just sit here painting it while you're working
That'd
on
be
one of the
so
next pieces.
fun. That'd be so fun. Yeah.
You could have a race. No, that's a terrible idea. Don't do that.
I should get Elizabeth on here and have her stream painting like the actual professional jobs too.
That'd be so fun. We could have like a little art powwow. All right.
Yeah.
So
Her husband has been doing a tabletop industry hangout like this for the last couple of weeks, with like 5 random people from the industry just talking about stuff.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah. Let's steal that idea. But so at this point, it's just a matter of I'll just go in and clean up. I may even redo the line art entirely, just like do a new layer and just like do a clean version of it. But so this looks good to you?
Yeah, that looks really good.
Tweaks or requests? I'm looking at the time, and actually, you mentioning food makes me kind of hungry too, so I might call it pretty soon here.
Okay, so I brought a needle. I'm in my bed. I've lost my needle.
Dave, I have to sleep in that bed too, you know.
Yeah, I'm on your side too.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst. You're the worst.
It's because what I do involves actual physical materials.
Well, in the same vein, I dropped one of the verniers for the Gundam earlier, and I have no idea where it went to. So I have to either find it or make a new one now.
Guys.
Oh, there it is. I just stepped on it, so that's good.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's the way you find all tiny little parts, so you know.
I know, right? Ugh.
It's over here. I didn't
Oh,
bring it.
wow. Your audio just went super loud for some reason.
Mine did?
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'll turn. How can I turn it down? Is it still really loud?
Yeah.
How can I change that?
I found it.
Oh, did you? Is it fixed? It's saying you adjusted it.
Yeah, I'm manually doing it now. I can do it in the back end here. Go ahead and talk. No?
Hello, testing.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why that randomly just, like, started going super loud.
Ghost in the machine. Oh, I couldn't hear you, babe.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Never mind. That was me hitting my headset volume all the way up. That would be...
Oh! that explains it.
I'm so dumb sometimes.
So, I want to talk about something really quick, which is often I will get to this stage,
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing that happens. I know this happens with a lot of artists. I'm not the only one. Who there's a certain energy in a piece when it's still kind of like in this more sketchy stage.
Mm-hmm.
That when I go in and I do the line art for it, which I'll just do basically a trace over of everything, it kind of loses a lot of the life of it. It's much cleaner, but it kind of loses some of the life of it. And I think it's a couple of reasons that happens. One is just the line weight changes by virtue of like this being a rough sketch. There's like some parts where the lines are really light. There's some lines where it's really dark and all that kind of stuff. Whereas when you go over and you just do it with like same pressure, same brush size, start to finish, it kind of like takes out a lot of the life of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a talented inker, like Heath, you find ways to overcome that, and you add more line weight and stuff like that to it. It's something that I definitely, but even with like that.
Well, it's funny you bring up that piece as an example, because he did that all in pencil, and he sent me the scans of the pencil, and then in Photoshop I ended up turning it into line art.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you did a great job.
Just playing around. There's Photoshop. There's a ton of settings for being able to just adjust contrast and everything, and I just took the pencil, made it a new layer, made a paint bucket black into it, adjusted it from there a couple of times, and I had this whole process going for a while.
Oh,
but now he sends me beautiful digital line art, and I don't have to deal with that for 3 hours.
Oh, yes. Alright, time to do another. Let's flip this. Edit. Form. Flip horizontal. Oops.
Just a cat update. I know you can't hear her, but my cat is snoring.
That's the best. I love it when cats snore.
Yes, because dogs snore often, but a cat snores like a rare little snowflake.
The other thing you'll see me do sometimes is I have this folder called the gutter, and I just keep it. It's basically where I keep all the like extra layers instead of deleting them out.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Just in case you need them for something.
Just in case, and I almost never do, but every once in a while it is actually helpful to have it there. And unless it gets like absurdly huge, in which point I'll go in and delete out a bunch of like the obvious junk. It's just a good safety measure to kind of, and also it's neat because you can track the progress of your work.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm gonna copy this out and dump it in there, and then we'll just keep working. So I figure we'll go another 10 minutes. I'll get started on the inking this basically to give us the tighter line art, and then I'll probably call it. But yeah, I feel really good about this. Like I feel really happy with how the stream has went. I wasn't sure, and we'll see how it goes in the future with when I'm not like, I don't have the luxury of
having a little miniature to look at, yeah.
Having a miniature to look at to draw base off of. If I'll be able, I might be more dependent on either Alex or you to carry the conversation because I'll be more focused on like the actual design of the
conversation. I am sewing.
That's true.
And I'm just staring in awe. Yeah, no, that's fine. We'll make it work.
Sure.
Like, I'm sorry, I just
Babe,
I
it's
just give up. I gotta make my little snail tail.
the other thing. Okay, more art stuff. The other thing is, a lot of people will suggest you work small first, and by small I mean like see the whole canvas at the beginning, and don't get into like really tight details until like much later in the process, because otherwise you'll get all kinds of crazy skewing going on. Um, you'll have like proportion problems and all that kind of thing. So at this stage, like I know it's generally working. Um, I can tell like everything's fairly proportional. The details are all relatively in the right space and all that kind of thing. We're happy with how it is. So only at this stage will I get like super tight um, to work on like the more specific details of it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good suggestion. It's one I should take more often.
You want to see? That's fine. You can leave them in here. Come here, Sus.
Hey, man!
Oh, it's a baby! Oh, it's a monkey!
So soft. Hi, baby.
Oh.
Hello.
What's their name? Which one is that? Oh, I can't hear you again.
I can't hear you either.
He muted my microphone. That's Zeus. He's the fat one.
He's so cute. He looks like an oldster. How old is he?
We don't know. He belonged to this little old lady who ended up having to go into a nursing home and left him in her apartment with no food or water.
Gosh.
Yeah, so we found out about that, and my mom rescued him. And she has a bunch of cats, and he wasn't really getting along with them. He would just like go and hide under the bathroom sink all day, and that's all he would ever do. And since we just had the other two, we decided to bring him over here and see if he would react a little bit better. And he does. He's so much better here. He's so happy, and he runs around all the time.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm just going to mute this so you don't have to hear me chew.
What did you eat for lunch?
Oh, it's a
Okay.
good choice.
I don't have no idea. We have some probably hot dogs and potato salad. So weird. I can hear the birds through the window outside, and then I can also hear them coming from Noah's stream.
Mm-hmm. Because they're so dang loud.
They're sparrows. They've got to make their presence known. I hope when I sew this and I put it back on my body, it doesn't pucker in weird spots and pull in strange ways.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
The nice thing is, I'm working with a really forgiving fabric, so I should be able to take it off and sew it back on again as many times as I want.
Oh, that's good.
And I don't know if you know this, Emily, but I think this is kind of how a lot of cosplayers work. You work on pieces and bits and parts of your costume, but you never really see the whole thing until the convention, which I think is really fun. Because there's so many parts to this costume. There's like fangs that I'm going to put in. I have fake nails that I shaped. That I'm going to paint once they're on my hands. And I have contacts and I have makeup, and it's not going to all come together until I actually go to PangoCon.
Yeah, I totally get what you're going for with that. Like, it was amazing seeing the whole cleric costume come together.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it.
Oh, I'm so glad. It was so fun to make because the headpiece was such a challenge.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell the designer was thinking when she
I
did
don't
that.
know who designed it.
No,
Mystery.
crazy. No, it was fine. Bugger that up now.
No, I love designing that one. Really, like all the original Endless stuff was, I don't know, I was just excited. You had given me like license to basically do whatever, um, and so I really put my heart and soul into a lot of those original ones. And I think the cleric and the dragoon were my two favorite. Well, I like the archer too. Obviously, I put a lot of my own personal style into it. Um, and things that I like that I think are pretty or I think look good. And so like I like ballet. So the first one was, the dragoon was really based off of a ballerina. And then like the cleric was, I don't know. I like shoes a lot too. So like I gave her heels, and then the other one had like cool little flats and whatever. Important things.
Oh yeah, totally. Which reminds me, I gotta show you the heels I actually went and bought for the cleric. I'm so glad that staff is so long because I'm gonna end up tripping over myself. I rarely wear heels that long because they're like 2 or 3 inches.
Oh, you silly. You get
She's
used to
got some shoes in her closet that would just.
destroy you. Well, to be fair, I don't even wear a lot of those. Like the spike heels, those are ridiculous. I don't know who designed those, but they're not meant for mortal men.
Mm-mm. No, they're meant to torture people.
They're good shoes for sitting around.
Yeah, not much else. All right. I think I'm going to probably call it here. I want to keep working on it, but I should stop and get lunch and
Yeah, lunch would be a good thing to get.
do other things.
I highly recommend it.
10 out of 10
You fan?
would recommend. Yeah.
That line art looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. But so that's just a start, but we'll get there. All right, Emily. Well, you have been wonderful. It's so good to hear. I'm gonna time out. File save. File save.
Yes, save.
Oh. But I want to switch back to face cam unless I break it. Screen share. Pull up the menu. Thank you. Where's the one that shows my face?
Your face is on.
It is on. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Hi! Hello! I feel like I didn't see you the whole time, but... It's been wonderful talking with you. I'm really looking forward to doing this again.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll figure out like a scheduling, and then we can do this regularly.
That would be great.
I would like to do it again too, but I would like music. Is there any way for us to do that without like?
It would need to be stuff that's not copyrighted, so YouTube's little thingy won't just mute the entire video, because that would be bad.
Maybe I can just play it real soft in the corner so that the microphone barely picks it up. I just
Get a headset, and you can listen to it on your own screen at least.
That's true. I was thinking, actually, we could probably make a playlist of like either royalty-free music or there's some stuff on like Emily is the stream over. I saw there was a little thing that said like presentation is ended.
Oh no, that was you. I had locked you in as being the main focus, and I turned it off.
Right.
It's still broadcasting at the moment.
Didn't want us to do anything.
Give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop things.
Hold on. Is this goodbye then?
Yeah.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Hide.